everybody, thanks for joining us. My name is Maelstrom, and today we're going to go into an episode of our How to Buy series here at Competition Motorsport. We are a premier auto racing retailer located out of Austin, Texas, and you can find us online as well at competitionmotorsport.com. So today we're going to talk about how to properly buy an auto racing helmet for yourself. We're going to talk about proper fit, head size and shape, and how to make sure that the helmet that you're buying is the right for you. First, we're going to discuss head shape. You have three basic head shapes that need to be considered when purchasing a helmet. The first is called an intermediate oval, and this is what the vast majority of people have. This is somewhere between a round and a long oval head shape. Head shape is not determined looking at the front of the head, but at the top, so this is a top-down view. A long oval head shape will have considerably more distance front to back than side to side. An intermediate oval is obviously somewhere in between, and a round head shape will have a similar ratio front to rear. Certain helmets have certain head forms or shapes that are built into the shell of the helmet, and you need to know this when purchasing, but the problem is you can't really determine this by looking at the helmet. It's always best to talk to one of our experts. Next, we're going to talk about how to properly measure your head when you're purchasing a helmet. So as you can see, from the top down, this would be a long oval head shape. What you want is a cloth measuring tape, something similar to this. If you don't have this handy, you can also use a piece of string. After you've taken your measurement, you just hold your fingers on the string, and then you can measure that with a tape measure. So how you're going to measure is just above the brow and around the back of the head at whatever the largest point is. And this can vary from one person to another pretty significantly. Some people will have a wider head right at the very back opposite the brow. Some people it will be significantly lower. So you always want to measure at least 3 times. And I also recommend that you measure multiple times until you get the same measurement at least twice. Whatever the largest measurement is, that is your correct head size. Because without purchasing based on that measurement, the helmet will not fit properly and protect you if you ever need it. So as an example here, I'm going to place my tape just above the brow of the mannequin here, wrap around the back of the head and towards the front. As you can see, this can be difficult to do on your own, so we always recommend that you have a friend, spouse, loved one, etc. help you out. I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to change the angle of the tape slightly to see if my measurement is any different, which it is. As I said, you should measure your head at least 3 times and get the same measurement at least twice, whatever the largest measurement is. That will set the precedent for the correct size helmet to buy for your head. Okay, so what exactly is it that makes a helmet fit properly? Is it comfort? No. Comfortable does not equal safe. So, what comprises a proper fit of your helmet? It's not actually comfort. Comfort is important, but comfort is what protects you in the event that you ever need your helmet. What is proper fit is firm, even pressure all the way around the crown of your head. There shouldn't be any pressure points, certainly. There also shouldn't be any gaps. If you're new to wearing a helmet, this can sometimes be a little disconcerting because it's hard to understand what a gap is. And trust me when I tell you, the longer you wear a helmet and leave it on your head, the more you'll notice these things. So if you're test fitting your helmet, you should leave it on for at least 3 to 5 minutes. If there are any gaps or pressure points, you should certainly start to feel them in that amount of time. Also, you want to pay attention to how the helmet contacts your face as well. While this isn't really the bulk of the protection in the helmet, it's an important factor. You should have pressure on your cheeks, but not so much so that you're biting the inside of your cheeks when you're speaking. This is a pretty good test, just to make sure that things aren't too tight. Conversely, if the cheek pads aren't making enough contact with your cheeks, you should absolutely know that right away, and that's a very good indicator that you need to have a helmet that fits your cheeks better. Some helmets will allow you to customize the thickness of the cheek pads, and some won't. Again, this is something where you really need to talk to an expert to make sure you get the right fit all the way around. Another good test of your helmet fit to determine if it's proper all the way around is to put the helmet on, fasten the chin strap all the way down as though you're going to hit the track, and then reach behind the helmet and gently pull up from the bottom edge of the helmet. I'm not talking about yanking here, I'm just talking about putting some firm pressure upwards. If the helmet slides down over your brows, then it's definitely too big and it's not the right size for you. On the other hand, if you can feel that the helmet is pushing your skin down, it kind of bunches your brow up, that's what you're looking for. Now, if you're wondering what kind of a budget you're going to need in order to purchase the right helmet for you, that can get a little bit tricky. Don't get caught up too much in it though. You can purchase helmets that run the gamut from a few $100s all the way up to many thousands of dollars. And here's what you need to know that's really important. Helmet certifications are pass-fail. This means that either the helmet meets the certifications and it's safe for you to wear, or it doesn't. But that doesn't mean that more expensive helmets don't provide things that less expensive helmets do. It means that there's no way to quantify that per the testing procedure. So if you are comfortable spending more money for additional features, add-ons, communications, the ability to swap cheek pads and crown pads, these are all things that are perfectly normal and acceptable, and it's up to the buyer to determine that. Next, we're going to talk briefly about helmet certifications. The two major certifications that you're going to be concerned with are Snell Auto, or SA, and FIA. Any grassroots auto racing in America essentially will require that you have a Snell Auto rated helmet. This certification is updated every 5 years. So right now, we're about to roll into the Snell 2020 certification. Every organization that we work with frequently, they allow you to have one previous certification or the current certification on your helmet in order to be legal to race. So a 2020 helmet purchased in 2020 will be good through 2030 when that comes out. At that point, your helmet must be 2030 or 2025 certified, and the 2020 is no longer valid. The highest current safety certification that's available is FIA 8860 or 8860. This gets updated periodically, and you'll need to check with your sanctioning body to see how long that helmet will last before its expiry date. Some organizations will say 10 years from the date of manufacture on the helmet, regardless of which level of certification it is. There was, for example, FIA 8860-2010, and that has now been superseded by 8860-2018. Always check with your sanctioning body to make sure that your helmet will be legal when you show up to race at the track. So, there are some other things you need to know about when to replace your helmet. Obviously, if certification is up, it's time to get a new helmet. But what many people don't know is that auto helmets are rated for one significant impact, and significant is really hard to determine. What you need to know is that if you drop your helmet from a height of, say, more than 2.5 feet, you should really consider replacing it. These things happen. Accidents can be expensive, unfortunately, but we've all only got one head, and it's important that we protect it as best we can. So if you have any doubt about whether or not your helmet should be replaced after a drop or an accidental fall, or even hitting it when you're getting in or out of your car, put that into your budget. If you ever need it to be there for you, you'll be really happy that you did. So we know this is a lot of information, but we hope to help you make the right choice in purchasing your helmet and educate you a little bit along the way. Remember, if you'd like to speak to one of the helmet experts here at Competition Motorsport, you can call us at 844-438-7244. You can also find lots of information about our product line online at competitionmotorsport.com. Make sure you check out the other videos in our How to Buy and also our product series. And if you have any questions, we're always right here to answer your phone calls or emails. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time.